Hi scholars, this is Miss Doig, and I am back for another week of shared reading. If you want to pause this video and go find your shared reading book, it will look like this. Ready? Let's get started. First, let's take a look at the front cover. What do you see on the front cover? You're right, a camel. We see the camel's face. What do you see on the camel's face? Its eyes. Yep, we see its mouth. And we see the camel's nose. Good job. Now let's find the title of this book. Ready? Let's read it together. Do you know this nose? Good, let's read it again. And here we see a question. So we're getting a question mark. So we're gonna make it sound like a question. Ready? Do you know this nose? Good, that's the title of this book. Now, let's find out who the author is. Down here, it says written by Faye Robinson. Good. Now, do you notice how there's no illustrator here? Yeah, that's because this book is a nonfiction book. Nonfiction means that we read this book to learn. Yeah, and it's going to teach us facts. Nonfiction means that it has true information. Yeah, and in this book we have photographs. That means that someone took the picture with a camera. So that's why we do not see an illustrator here, because it's a nonfiction book that has photographs. Good. Let's get started. We're going to take a picture walk and find out some really important words that we'll need to know while we're reading this book. Do you know this nose? What animal do we see here? A pig. Yeah, and we see a close-up of the pig's nose. Here, what do we see? A person. You're right. And what do we see on the person? Their nose. Yeah, very good. What do we do with our nose? We smell. Let's say that word, smell. Yeah, what two letters would smell start with? S-M. Good. Here's the word smell. Yeah, our nose helps us smell. What else does our nose help us do? Breathe. You're right. Let's say that word, breathe. Breathe. What two letters would breathe start with? B-R. Good. Here is the word breathe. Awesome. What animal do we see here? An elephant. You're right. And this is his nose. Now, does an elephant's nose look like our nose? No, it doesn't. Let's find out. You're right. It is an elephant. Let's say that word, elephant. Let's clap it. Ready? Elephant. How many parts? 3 parts. What letter would elephant start with? E. Good job. Here it is. Elephant. Now, what does an elephant do with their nose? Let me look at the picture. Yeah, I see that this elephant has picked something up with its nose, and he's using it to help him eat. Wow, that's really different than our noses, huh? Do you know this nose? I wonder what animal that is. It's an alligator. You're right. Let's say the word alligator. Alligator. Good, let's clap it. Ready? Alligator. 4 parts. Wow. Alligator. What letter would alligator start with? A. You're right. Here's the word alligator. It's an alligator's nose that we see. Now let's zoom into the picture here. What do you notice about the alligator's nose? Do you know what we call these? We have them too. We call them nostrils. Can you say that word? Nostrils. Good. Let's clap it. Ready? Nostrils. Nostrils. Good. 2 parts. Let's find the word nostrils. What letter would nostrils start with? N. Here we go. There's the word nostrils. Awesome. We see that this alligator is swimming. Wow. Do you know this nose? This is called an anteater. Let's say anteater. Ready? Anteater. Good. Let's clap it. Ant-eat-er. 3 parts. Let's find it. Anteater. What letter would anteater start with? A. Yeah. It's an anteater's nose. Notice how their nose is very long. Yeah. And they use their nose to eat ants inside of ant hills. Wow, so cool. And here we see all the different types of noses that we will read about in this book. So fun. All right, let's go back to the beginning and we are going to read our nonfiction book, Do You Know This Nose? Ready? Do You Know This Nose? Written by Faye Robinson. Every animal's nose helps it live. Do you know this nose? Whose nose is that? A person's. It's a human's nose, of course. Our noses help us breathe. Our noses help us smell things. We all need our noses, but not all noses look like ours. Do you know this nose? Whose nose is it? An elephant. Let's check. It's an elephant's nose. An elephant's nose is very long. Elephants can use their noses to pick up things. They bring leaves to their mouths to eat. Good. And here on the photograph, we have a caption. We have to read the captions too in nonfiction books. Let's read it. Ready? Elephants use their nose to help them eat. Do you know this nose? It's an alligator's nose. An alligator's nose has wide nostrils. Alligators stick their noses out of the water. That way, they can breathe when they swim. Do you know this nose? It's an anteater's nose. An anteater's nose is at the tip of a very long jaw. Anteaters poke their snouts into big ant hills. They eat the ants inside. Oh, let's go back to that page. We have a caption. Let's read it. Anteaters don't see very well. They use their noses to sniff for food. There are so many different noses. Which of these noses do you know? Oh, let's see. Number 1, whose nose is that? A hippopotamus, you're right. Number 2, whose nose is that? That's a camel's nose, you're right. Number 3, what animal has this nose? A dog, yeah, that's a dog's nose. Number 4, what animal has that nose? A pig, you're right. And number 5, this one's a little tricky. You might have seen this at an aquarium before. This animal is a seal. Good job. And on the last page, page 12 in this nonfiction book, it has a how-to story for you. It's how to make an elephant nose. Wow, so it teaches you the steps of how to make your very own elephant nose. If you have time at home today, maybe you and your parent can make an elephant nose. The directions are here on page 12. Wow, I'm so excited to read this book each and every day with you this week. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye.